Hi guys, welcome back to Clearview Driving. My name is Amin and today's mock test is with Josh. How are you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling good.
Now you've already done a mock test before.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen that, I'm going to link that up here. That was, how long ago was that?
I think that was like last year now.
Was it a year? I felt like it was over a year.
Yeah, just over a year I think.
Now since then you have gone and done your driving test and passed. So today's mock test is to see if you would pass again. So you're back in this car, which you've driven once, but what car have you been driving at the minute then?
So my mum has a Saab, like 2008 Saab. It's quite old. It's automatic, so I've been driving that since.
Oh, okay. So you've been driving automatic since getting your license, and today you're back in a manual. That'll be interesting. But today you are on home turf, so you know the area quite well, which should work to your advantage. Unfortunately, I do not know the area, so I'm just going to be guessing. But the great thing is, with where we are, everything's linked up quite nicely. So yeah, you know how the mock test is going to be conducted. You don't need me to tell you?
Nope. Yeah.
Alright, brilliant. You've seen plenty to know. Okay, so before we get started, quick question about your vehicle. Could you tell me, how would you switch on your fog lights and when would you need to use them?
Well, okay, so to switch on your fog lights, you have to turn on your full beam, and then, so I think in my car, like, you turn it on to like full beam, then you pull it out. Okay. That turns the fog symbol on, and that turns on the fog lights, and then you use it when your visibility, I think it's less than 100 meters or something like that. Alright,
that sounds fine. For anyone that's new to watching the channel, don't forget to like the video, comment down below and subscribe. If you're new, we're going to go straight into this, so whenever you're ready, I would like you to move off out of here. So we're going to drive out. Oh, left that with that blue car's just gone. He's going to make sure to put that seatbelt on properly.
How do I start? Is it just...
So, clutch and then start.
I have to turn the key, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't there a push button on this?
Yeah, I've taken it out.
Oh, okay.
But it works the same. Alright, so.
Okay.
It's a pull motion.
Check all around, make sure it's...
So it's a right from here. And then a left again up here. Hiya guys, welcome back to Clearview Driving. Today's mock test is all about roundabouts, as we are in the heart of MILTON KEYNES, where every single junction is a roundabout. So by the end of today's video, you'll know exactly how to approach every single type of roundabout. So don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and comment down below, subscribe if you are new, and thank you. So we're in MILTON KEYNES today, and this area is full of roundabouts. It's the best place to practice really if you want to learn how to do roundabouts properly. So we've got too many roundabouts, I want you to just follow the road here. When dealing with mini roundabouts that are slightly raised, try and go around if there's enough space, but if there's not enough space, the right hand side will usually go over the roundabout whilst the left hand side tyres stay on the road. In this case, these were raised as more of a traffic calming measure, even though there wasn't enough space to completely go around them. Okay, now the roundabout, I'd like you to go straight ahead, second exit please. As you can see from this roundabout diagram, going left and going right has quite a thick broad line and it leads onto an A road, whereas going straight ahead has a very thin line. Now this tells us there's going to be a lot of traffic going left and right, which is why now the middle lane is going straight and the left hand lane is designated for going left only, and they do give you the warning really early with the road markings. Always watch the diagrams and road markings early on approach to a roundabout. As this is a fairly large roundabout which is traffic light controlled, Josh slows down on approach, looks across to the right and follows the marking into the roundabout. Now the left-hand lane has disappeared, so the middle lane is now the left lane, and at this point Josh should check his mirrors to the left, signal left and exit the roundabout. But as we're already in the left-hand lane, even if you don't signal, it would not be a fault. Now, as Josh is not used to driving a manual car, he's always looking down at the gear lever whilst changing gears. This is definitely not a good habit as a new driver, because by the time you look down, change gears and look back up, the road is no longer the same and your reaction will be delayed to whatever's happened in front of you. So always look up whilst changing gears, familiarise yourself with where the gear lever is positioned and how to change gears without looking down. And then turn right, please. Oh, the houses are really nice here.
Yeah, especially this one.
Oh, wow. They're beautiful. Turn right at the end. Side along here, please. Thank you. And drive off when you're ready. And turn right at the end. The speed of this new road is 60 miles per hour, so we're on a single carriageway at national speed. So we did have to wait a little while before we joined onto this road. Now once we're on this road, Josh is making great progress at speeding up and then working through each of the gears to get up to the speed of the road quickly. On these type of roads, always try and drive up to a safe speed. Don't feel like you have to get all the way up to 60. If it's not safe, you don't need to drive at that speed. Roundabout, I'd like you to turn right, it's the third exit. So the general rule of thumb is when it comes to turning right on a roundabout, if your exit is past 12 o'clock, start in the right hand lane. So as the lane divides into two, Josh is already in the right hand lane and now the left hand lane has split into a further two. So we don't need to worry about the two left lanes as we are only allowed to be in the lane that we're currently in. As we enter the roundabout, you simply follow this lane and remember to count the exits. So we're currently passing the first exit. As you go into the roundabout, look for the second exit, and as you're coming up to the second exit, check your mirrors to the left and spiral out towards the penultimate exit. Josh does this really well, so he's now checking his mirrors, making his way into the left-hand lane, so this is the best lane to exit the roundabout. If there are two lanes on the exit, you can also exit from the right, but it's always better to be on the left. So we're still on a national road, but this time we're on a slip road leading into a dual carriageway as there is a central reservation. Now the speed has gone up from 60 to 70 miles per hour. By the end, Josh is already matching the speed of the traffic on the dual carriageway. So he's checking his mirrors, signalling right, and even looks over his right blind spot before joining. Taking the exit just coming off here. And then when we get to the roundabout, we're going to be turning right. It is the fourth exit. So we're now heading into a spiral roundabout where we're taking the fourth exit. So again, we're going to start in the right hand lane as our exit is after 12 o'clock. Now the idea here is to follow the white line to your left, and that would guide you towards your exit throughout. So again, count the exits as this is the first exit following the white line. We should now spiral outwards by checking the left mirror. But Josh makes a slight mistake as he now goes back into the roundabout, staying in the lane closest to the roundabout. So we should currently now be in the middle. So with the particular exit we're taking, there are two lanes on the exit. So the lane we're in will take us to our exit, but it will be the overtaking lane on that exit.
I think I am in the wrong lane.
Once on this exit, Josh is checking his mirrors to try and get back into the left-hand lane, but there's a longer queue in that lane, so it's safer to just stay on the right. This is not a fault, as it's not safe to move back, and we're making progress in the right-hand lane, so we're not slow being in the overtaking lane. When we get to the next roundabout, we're going to turn right. It's the second exit. Is that a stadium on the left?
Yeah, that's a stadium. Famous MK Dons.
So we're taking the third exit, not the second, sorry, I miscounted them. Take the third exit right, please. So roundabouts are designed to keep the flow of traffic, so you have a nice open approach to the roundabout, so you have enough time to look ahead and towards the right and then be able to time your entry. Now as we're entering, this is the first exit and that is the second exit. So this is the key point, to check your mirrors towards the left, then switch on a left indicator and be in the left hand lane as you take the exit. This will make it clear to anyone outside the roundabout that you are leaving straight away. On your driving test, whether you approach a traffic light controlled crossroads or a roundabout, always try and get into the lane that goes straight ahead. When the examiner hasn't given you any instructions, you're always going ahead. So here you would approach in the left-hand lane unless road markings state otherwise. Now if the road marking is faded or you can't see them because of traffic, then the examiner would usually tell you, I suggest you use so-and-so lane. So listen out for any instructions as they will give them quite early. Otherwise, continue in the left-hand lane.
Have you been to MILTON Keynes before?
Yeah, I have driven around the area before. That's the one thing I remember about it, that it's just every single junction is a roundabout.
Yeah. But it kind of does make it easy if you do get lost.
Yeah.
You just If you go like the one way, you can just loop back round.
Plus, you learn to flow through them a lot more this way. So on the drive up, I noticed people weren't really getting into the wrong lane and making mistakes on the roundabout because they're all the same.
Yeah. 9% of roundabouts just look like the one in front.
Which is good, actually.
Yeah, it makes it way easier.
Just a quick question for you. There's no right or wrong answer. When you see two lanes like this on this carriageway, and the left lane has a fairly large queue, would you personally always stick to the left and go straight?
Usually, like when there's a queue, it never lasts long enough for me to like think, let me use the right lane. But if there's a case where I need to, like, I'm going right somewhere else, I'll just use it.
Okay. Okay, 2 roundabouts. I'd like you to go straight from the first one and then right from the second one. So we're going straight and then right. They're very close together. So this is now an example of when you should be planning ahead. So these 2 roundabouts are very close together. We're making a right turn on the second roundabout, so it would be a good idea to start in the right hand lane. This would mean that you won't need to switch lanes between the 2 roundabouts. On some roundabouts you may be able to make a right turn from the left hand lane, but every roundabout is different. But as we're making a right turn, it would make more sense to start on the right.
Straight and right.
So on this particular occasion, you can see the left lane is also able to make this right turn on the roundabout. Now when we get to the next roundabout, I'd like you to turn right. It's the 4th exit.
So right 4th exit?
Yes, please. This is the same spiral roundabout from before. Now in total there are 5 exits, the 5th one being a U-turn to come back out the roundabout. Now as we're taking the 4th exit, the road marking on this roundabout is designed in a way where this lane will directly take you towards the last exit. Now as we enter this roundabout, simply following the white line to the left will guide you to the exit. But again, Josh makes the mistake of going back round the roundabout, keeping too close to the right and going over the dotted white line, which is now supposed to be going out towards the 5th and then going back round the roundabout. Now we're in the correct position to take the 4th exit. As we're heading towards the exit, Josh checks his mirrors towards the right and ends up switching lanes. Had he not checked this mirror, this would definitely go down as a fault, but because the road was clear and he has been checking his mirrors, this does not get counted as a fault.
hoping I didn't just go the wrong way.
No, we didn't.
Oh, shit.
Approaching this roadwork sign on the left-hand side, Josh was slightly hesitant when trying to switch lanes. As soon as you see there is a lane closure, check your mirrors, signal even if you can't move over straight away, make it clear to drivers behind you. The vehicle directly behind us was trying to move into the middle, which is why Josh was hesitant.
I did not see those cones until I started. First time I've seen this. This wasn't here yesterday.
Doing a bit of roadworks. Okay, Josh, what I'd like you to do is to reverse into a space of your choice. Make sure you finish within the white lines of the parking bay. Pick any space.
Okay, how did I do it? Okay.
Thank you. You can secure the car and switch off the engine. That's the end of your driving test. So how was your drive?
I think it was good. Some gear changes might have been a bit off. I think on some of the big roundabouts I might have been in the wrong lane. I wasn't even sure what.
Okay, so for a driving test, yes, that would be a pass. That was a really nice drive, considering you haven't been driving a manual car, you've been driving automatic, and it's very easy to just kind of think, oh wait, clutch that foot. Sometimes I've seen people in the past where they kind of start to brake with that foot. Oh, don't want to do that. But no, really well done. A few bits of advice for you. Firstly, you were looking at the gear lever throughout, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've just got a bit of a habit with that one, really, because in terms of the placement's the same, right?
Yeah.
You got to break that habit. You can't be looking down because that split second.
Safe, yeah. 100, yeah.
The roundabouts that you're referring to. Now, as you said, most of the roundabouts really easy, no issues. Yeah. The roundabout that you said that you got into the wrong lane in, it was the same roundabout both times, because it's a spiral roundabout, whereas all the other roundabouts are like very basic, where you've just got 2 lanes, no markings, and sometimes a little white line. And both times we were making a right turn 4th exit, weren't we? So when you entered, you did the exact same thing both times. You went into the correct lane, you entered the roundabout, and now you're in the correct lane. As you started to go around the roundabout is spiraling out. So your lane is trying to guide you into the middle.
Yeah.
But then you see a right arrow in this new lane that's being formed, and you're like, oh, let me go there. I know it's a right arrow, but that doesn't mean that's for you.
Yeah.
That just means if you're gonna...
See, I went there because when you said 4th exit, I was thinking when you spiral, was there 3 lanes when I got there? Was there 4?
It's 3.
Because I'm thinking if there's only 3 lanes and I'm trying to do 4th exit, I have to cross the first arrow, right? And then follow the spiral.
I know what you're saying, yeah. I get where you're going with that one, but when you first started that roundabout, your lane will take you round, and one lane drops out, and then your lane moves down. So yeah. there was no issue with the way you did the roundabout. You thought you were in the wrong lane in the first one and you kind of had a bit of a panic. You saw that things like a BMW coming up behind. You should have just put on a signal, even if you can't move over, just let them know at least. Because then, you know, if they can make space, they will, because we had quite a long stretch and you just kind of stayed in the right, slowly travelling alongside them. And then there happened to be 2 lanes on the exit, so we exit anyways.
Okay, yeah.
And on the second one, it was a bit more concerning because you managed to get into the left lane, and just on the exit, you kind of moved into the right.
I think I know which one that was. I don't know what I was
Yeah. So that time I was probably more concerned than the first. That's the only time I thought,
I see now.
That was a bit silly. Because that was a lane change right at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bay Park reverse, beautiful, really nicely done. No issues with anything. Even the residential roads, really nice.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add to that?
I felt like on one part when that exit in the right, I felt like I was in the right lane too long. Like I was going quite a bit, but because there was cars on the left, I couldn't move. So
that's okay. When you can't move back to the left, as long as you're checking and you're keeping up with the speed of the road, that's not a problem.
Okay.
It's only if you're being slow and now you're just driving there, not realising that you're in the overtaken lane. But yeah, you were always alert with your mirrors, always trying to make good progress, trying to use gear 5. Did you even use gear 6 at one point, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, you did.
I think I used it like twice.
Yeah, on the 70s. So yeah, progress, really nice. Even the slowing down, really nice. No concerns. Really well done. Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys have found that video to be useful, as there were lots and lots and lots of roundabouts. But yeah, you can always keep learning. I feel like I'm always still learning when it comes to roundabouts, because new areas, new roundabouts. But thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed that, so don't forget to give it a thumbs up, comment down below and subscribe.